So
Hey, well, good morning, everybody. Today is what, the 20th of January, happy MLK Day, Inauguration Day too, isn't it? And I guess they moved everything inside because it's so cold. You think about all the presidential inaugurations that have gone in the past, and for them to be outside in Washington, D.C. on January 20th, usually it's going to be pretty cold. So,
But John, don't forget to mention the most important event today is the college football national championship game tonight.
you are absolutely right. Yeah, you're right.
I'm
We're going to
rooting
be
for Notre
watching
Dame,
that.
but
My
I don't
mom
think
and I
it's
will
going
be
to
watching
happen.
that, having some leftover wings from last night's game. So that's great. I was going to mention something to everybody. Look at, we're trying. I emailed everybody within the team this, our Monday mornings, and I can't imagine why anybody would not be here. We're trying to provide good information to you all, and that's what we're doing today. So thank you for being here. It is being recorded. I'll put it on the YouTube, Facebook channels, etc. And you know what? I'm trying to. We want to add value. We want to make sure this hour is worth attending. So I use my latest best friend, ChatGPT, to figure out what can we talk about, and then stay on track weekly. So as you can see in the chat, what I thought, and I found a great video navigating current real estate market conditions. And as all of you know, and if you don't, you will know, we get a free pro site through Canva. And this video is tying RPR and Canva together on how we can really look like marketing professionals using both Canva, RPR, and then upload Canva. So let me share my screen here. It's a short video, 4 or 5 minutes, and then we can kick it around the room a little bit. Okay, where is bear with me. There she is. I will turn my volume up. Let me know if everybody can hear this. I am assuming you can see it, right? So here we go.
Real estate is local, and it always has been. This is why, as a real estate pro, you should use your social platforms to cut through the confusion and deliver expert local advice. One way RPR can help enhance your real estate marketing strategies is by combining RPR's shareable market data with free Canva templates. Let's walk you step by step on how to utilize RPR's Canva templates with the shareable market trends. Your first step is to find your local market stats in RPR. Log in at narrpr.com. From the research menu, select residential market trends. Enter your county, city, zip code, or neighborhood, and click the magnifying glass to search. For these shareables, we'll focus on the first chart, the market trends indicator, which answers the question, which type of market are we in? Sellers, buyers, or a balanced market? Below the market type indicator, you'll find key details, including months of inventory, list to sold price percentage, median days in RPR, and median sold price. Each metric also includes month-over-month changes, allowing you to identify trends and market fluctuations that may affect your client's decisions. This is the information we'll pull into our Canva template. Note, this graph currently displays single-family residences, condos, townhomes, and apartments. Change the property type by selecting the drop-down menu. Now that we have our market trends info, we'll go to the RPR Canva templates on the RPR blog at blog.narrpr.com/Canva. You can also find these by selecting the Learning drop-down and Canva templates. Choose whether you want to create a social media shareable for Instagram or Facebook, a postcard or presentation slide. All of these are completely customizable. Once we've selected the one we want to edit, a new page will open showing the template. Select Use Template for new design. If you already have a Canva account and are signed in, you'll bypass this step, but if not, choose how you want to create your free Canva account. Note, Canva offers a pro or paid account, which gives more options with their designer and also the ability to directly share from Canva. The RPR templates, however, do not require to use the pro or paid accounts to edit and download. Now you're in the Canva site and a copy of the template has been created, so any edits you make are your own. Let's start by making the main changes of our market trends. Each number is editable. You can copy and paste individually from RPR or just manually enter the numbers. For the month-over-month changes, select the circle to change the color from red to green. And if you need to change the arrow from pointing up to down or vice versa, select the image and click Flip Vertical. You'll also want to move your arrow on the market indicator based on your market stats. Now you've edited the info to match what your current market stats are, but don't forget to change your photo and contact information. Replace the top picture with a picture of your area and include your logo on the top. If you click on an image and find that you're unable to delete it, it may be locked. Select the unlock icon at the top of the Canva page, and now you can replace the image with one of your own. Change the colors to your own branding if you like as well. If you choose one of the templates that has the Market Trends image, you'll want to go back to the RPR Market Trends page. Select Share and choose Copy. Now paste the image into your template. Again, remember to edit all personal info and customize colors and photos. Once you're happy with your design, select Share, Download. Choose your file type, usually PNG or JPEG if you're sharing on social media. Then download. Save the name of your designs here so you can come back and update or edit these later. Now take that design and upload it to your favorite social site. Looking for some social copy to add to your design? Head back over to your RPR Market Trends, select Create Script, choose your tone and audience, select Social Campaign, and now you've got the text to accompany your social shares. I think it's time to start your local market marketing campaign.
Yeah, I know that might be complicated, but that's why I've recorded it, and there's things out there to do. You know what? It was interesting. I had one of my neighbors from my former home in Dunedin. She texted me over the weekend saying, "Is your home back up for sale?" And it wasn't on the market. And the couple that bought it, they put it back on the market. They're renting it now. And Pam wrote to me. She goes, "Yeah, they probably couldn't sell it now for or they lose money." It's interesting what people are perceiving out there, and that's why we've got to be the voice of facts and share with them what's going on. Certainly, single family homes in Dunedin are not dropping in value. So I think these little simple tools are, put that information out. And I know that Instagram I'm hearing is where to be with this stuff, and these things can automatically be posted to Facebook and Instagram. And I love Mary's input, and also Madison, because you probably are two go-to people when it comes to these type of posts. So Mary, take the stage first.
Are you talking about sharing your posts on social media?
Yeah, and where, how often, what should we be doing? What are we sharing? What are you seeing out there? Because you're on that every day with your husband's business and also real estate.
Okay. Well, I'm more focused on my husband's social media than mine. As a matter of fact, I should be doing it for mine as well. So everybody knows about TikTok being banned. It was unavailable on Sunday, and then they got it back today. But for everyday social media, we always need to post videos. As a matter of fact, we actually got more famous when we start doing 2 videos per day, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of editing. But if you focus on your social media, specifically YouTube, it actually helps your Google reviews, or at least your Google, to increase your algorithm. So if you look at John Rakowski, actually check John Rakowski, and you pop up Mr. John in Dunedin, your organic is literally on top. So I mentioned to him, start putting hashtags on. People said it's not necessary, but it is necessary. Start putting your hashtags on YouTube, on everything, including your Instagram or your Facebook, your hashtags. So every time somebody type in realtor, your video or your post should pop up on their feed. On regards to Instagram, it's affiliated with Meta because it's one company. So you could just share your video to Meta. However, with that being said, just make sure your Instagram is actually business, not your personal. And that's what I'm having a hard time, because my Instagram is affiliated with my personal. So I have to do it together. And whatever hashtag you use for Instagram, use it for Facebook. On regards to videos, Reels is always better than photos because Reels could pop up on your feed when you're going to social medias. It doesn't matter if it's just a photo, you could actually make Reels out of your photo. So FYI, I
Thank
think
you.
that's the only thing I could do.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that. Because we all know what we have to be doing with these things, so we just have to. And I'm trying. I've been doing a lot of work on it, and I know Jim's been doing a great job on his YouTube channel as well. Madison, if you're available, go ahead, dear.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not on video this morning, but I am here present. I really appreciate, John, what you shared. The market trend is valuable. That's certainly a nice, like, aesthetically pleasing way to see the market trend. So where the value is yes, doing the analytics, but how can you put your opinion on what's happening? So just video is king right now, but it takes something to press record and trim it up and then post it. So if you're more comfortable with making a post, the best thing that you could do is share your opinion. Yes, this is what's happening out there in the world, and this is what it really means for you, because we are all studying real estate. That's the market that we're in, so we're experts, and we also have an opinion about it. So that alone, sharing your opinion on social media, is going to be the key difference on how you stand out when you post on Facebook or Instagram. And by the way, you don't have to master all the platforms, just whatever you're comfortable. Just be consistent and start there. You don't have to learn Instagram if you're great on Facebook. Just show up consistently and share your opinion.
Good. Hey, thank you, Madison. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Anybody that would like to comment on that, or I can go right to the questions that I posted here in the chat. And so let's start with you, Mr. Ken Bowden. I'm going to say, what trends are you noticing in your local real estate market now?
I've noticed like a two-tier level of inventory, if you will. One is actually moving pretty well, but there's not a lot of inventory. And that is really, it's properties between 600,000 and $1 million. And I'm talking specifically about Temple Terrace, the Temple Terrace golf course area. It's been fairly difficult to find a property that a buyer wants to take a look at. But when it does come to market, it seems to move pretty fast. So that's half of the market for Temple Terrace. And then if you kind of expand it out and take the university area as well, the inventory really swells. There's a lot of stuff that's just sitting there between that kind of $200,000, $400,000 range. And that actually might be a little bit difficult to get at when you're trying to pull up statistics or really just market data so that people can easily consume it. I like the fact that, our MLS gives us the ability to crunch numbers, if you will. You can actually dive into this yourself and take a look at that and sort of pre-digest it for folks. And import it into Canva. I mean, it's actually really easy to do. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now. And kind of your follow-up question, how am I adapting to this? And that's probably doing what I've always should have been doing. And that's, we've had a conversation about this, John, but actually reaching out to expired listings, listings that have been withdrawn, trying to generate business. So if we do have a buyer that's looking for a product that's not available on the market right now, just kind of digging in and finding out if we can bring to groups together that one's currently not on the market and one is currently searching on the market. That's what I'm doing right at the moment.
Yeah, Ken and I had a conversation Friday morning. I love our Friday 7 a.m.s. Thank you, Ken. I'm up anyway, and so are you. You know, he's got a customer looking for a specific area and a specific home. So we're thinking, okay, and that makes it even harder. But then we thought, hey, let's go back farther. Don't look for expired 0 to 180. Maybe expired 0 to 2 years, 3 years, maybe, because you never know. Those people were selling the home at one time, and now they took it off the market for whatever reason, and maybe they're open to having a conversation about, about getting it back on the market, and you've got the buyer to go. So, well done, Ken. Thanks for sharing. Hey, Kristen Lowe in New York, thank you for joining us today, and congrats on all your recent
Hi.
transactions. How
How
you doing?
are you?
How are
I'm
you
good.
up there?
I'm all right. I'm catching a little bit of a cold, but I'm all right. All this
That's going
snow
around
is
everywhere right
annoying.
now.
This is one of these days which I wish I was in a warmer climate. I'm doing good. Hanging in there.
Okay, so what are you noticing? What trends are you noticing in your local market right now?
Everything is kind of the same up here. As far as Staten Island, which is like one of my primary places, there's not a lot of inventory. The prices have risen, the interest rate is still pretty high. So that's boxing out a lot of first-time home buyers. It's mostly the other people, investors and whatnot. And even them, they have stepped back a little bit, but not a lot of inventory on Staten Island. Very hard to find that dream home that you want. In New Jersey, prices have risen high. Still, inventory went up in Jersey, but it's higher, so I also always think that like New York feeds New Jersey too. So like if somebody can't find what they want in New Jersey, that's what I run into because that's what I do. I try to do anyway. I go from, bring them down, bring them over to Jersey. Um, there's nothing for them to jump into, nothing appealing enough for them to make the move. So, that's the way it's going right now.
Yeah. Well, you're kind of in the same situation that Ken is. So maybe, you look at the old expires or withdrawn or temporary off market, whatever,
Yeah, I've been doing that.
sure you have been.
Mhm.
So Rachel and Jim, why don't you take that question? Okay. What trends are you noticing and how are you adapting? Either one. Go ahead.
Rachel, go first, and I'll wrap it up
Okay.
after her.
Are we just talking about what we
What do you know?
observing, what the market?
Yes, correct. Mhm.
Yeah, so I feel like if we feel the slowness for the last couple of months now since the holidays, and the interest rate has not dropped, and I feel like it's just time to dig further, see what you can do to promote yourself, and every single time reaching out to your circle and promote that and reconnect and digging out all the information you can post. Everything is on trend on Stella, realtors, our own sites. So giving that information to publics that in Palm Harbor, Dunedin, this similar area is still good. It might drop less than 2% price point and how many days is on the market. Just post as much as you could. You never know what you can come across. I feel like there's always a market in Palm Harbor. And the price doesn't really drop. So we just have to keep on promoting until we find a good prospect. There's always someone need to buy. So doesn't matter it's a hot market or a slow market.
Right.
You have to catch on and keep on promoting.
Got it. Yeah, I agree. Jim?
Okay. Yeah, so for my perspective, it's a little bit different because I pretty much surround myself with 30 or 40 investors every week, and we discuss this. So there is a bottlenecking that's happening in our local area because of the storm and everything. So a lot of the the people are busy with fixing up the storm houses, and a lot of the houses that are stuck can't go to market. So they have to put a lot of their project slower. Their flipping is slower. They can't bring it to market. And then the people who lost their homes, like we did a bunch of open houses, and like every other person who comes in at like $900,000 price range, their house been flooded. Now they're like, oh, I can't sell my house. I'm waiting for insurance or whatever to pay and to straighten that out. Meanwhile, I have to buy a house. So that's kind of where it's at, and it kind of makes sense to me that the price is still up and the inventory is not a lot, but yet there's a whole bunch of inventory that the investor can't turn it around. Because why can't they turn it around? I talked to a lot of these guys, like, well, 2, 3, 4, 5 months for permits and all this stuff. So they're kind of sitting around, and there's not enough workers to turn all these things around too. So I see like maybe like 18 months down the road, you're gonna get more inventory if they can get all this stuff turned around.
Yeah,
That's how boots on the ground.
yeah, Jim, that home that you toured up in Newport Richey and Gulf Harbors for that Dr. Maria who got flooded, I had a conversation with her, and what Rachel said, what I have a very simple way of doing things on my phone, guys. I put the person's name so I remember who they are, and then what they are: customer, buyer, plumber, electrician. This way, if I need an electrician, I just type in electrician. The point is, I went through my phone this weekend. I texted every single customer I had in there. How are you? What can I help you with? Everything good, whatever. Dr. Maria called me right away, said, John, I got good news. I got $250,000 from FEMA. Wow, phenomenal, So now we can put her home on the market and sell it and find her something else. And I told her, she expected to get 600,000 prior to the storm. It wasn't worth it. It was worth 500. But everything in Newport Richey, because she wants to stay there, has decreased in value. So circling back to our old contacts or database is key, just to say hello, because you know what? We've been working together for over 2 years now, and now she's going to sell and buy. So that's simple little things we need to do to create more future business, right? Karen, you last week.
Let me know.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
I'm sorry, John. Let me know when that's ready. I have some buyers for you.
Well, we're going to put it on the market this week, probably. Okay. As is, the walls are half torn out, no kitchen or anything, but I think it's going to be in the low 300 range, maybe high 200s. Okay. Last week, Karen called me and asked me, because we sold a property in the neighborhood that she has a listing, and she wanted my opinion on price. And I would encourage us all to help each other on this, because we as the realtor, when we tell that seller something or the buyer, sometimes they may not want to listen. But if it's coming from a third party saying, look, this is what my colleagues are saying, and that's why it's overpriced or whatever. Right, Karen?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that actually, I am getting a price reduction, but I'm waiting. She's in the process of moving out. I didn't want to do it when she was moving, and the house was a mess. So once it's vacant, then we're going to do the big price reduction and promote it. So that definitely helped, Jess.
Well, I think, yeah. And it was interesting because the home we went under contract with and sold in that same neighborhood, there was some special circumstances why it was on the market for one day and why these buyers bought it. They were tired of looking. They had to get out of their rental at the time, et cetera. So it was just it was the perfect storm for this buyer. And then, but that information can help our colleagues on why maybe theirs isn't. And yours, Karen's, was pure and simple. It was too high,
Yeah.
And we all deal with sellers who want too much money for their properties, but we need to just educate them along with, market trends, Ed's objection overcomers, right? Things like that to help them see the light. So
let me just say one thing. What I find that's very interesting, and I loved the beginning of this mastermind because that is amazing. The market trends with Canva. I think that's, I'm going to start doing that. It's awesome. But when I was on RPR playing with the trends, Pinellas County, Palm Harbor, Dunedin, it all says it's a seller's market. I don't feel like it's a seller's market. So it's just interesting to me
might be a seller's market, but there's no buyers out there. So wouldn't that mean it's a buyer's market? I don't know.
I don't know either. I think it all depends
I
on.
think our prices need to come down because rates, with the rates being over 7%.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a rate from a buyer from Wells Fargo last week, 7.2 on a condo in here. It's like, man, that seems shockingly high, when we got used to 3s and 4s for a while. Yeah. Let me see who else I can ask here. Lisa Menino, are you able to jump on? There she is.
Hey, I'm walking the dog. Sorry. Good morning.
Are you wearing something in your hair, or is that a palm tree? Okay,
palm tree. I'm walking the dog. He can't wait. So this is his usual potty time. But anyway, I have 3 great listings and they're just not moving. And I did price reductions on them. And I mean, the one unit's in Seminole did not get flooded. The neighborhood did not get flooded. And totally, we had them gut it because there was a smoker. Her dad was a smoker. We took the walls out, the floors out, new kitchens, new bathrooms, new everything. Even had them replace the HVAC and the hot water heater. And we had the ducts cleaned. The house is beautiful. We dropped it from $339 down to $319, and I still don't have any traction. I do reverse prospecting is really good. That's one thing I've been using a lot. I go back because if you don't have nothing going on, you have to promote your stuff and you got to see why it's not going. I call the agents, hey, buyer number, blah, 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 hearted my listing. Why don't we try to set up a showing? Like I'm in a nice way, but I try to reach out. How's the market doing over by you? Like, what's going on in your neck of the woods? And tell me a little bit about the buyer, the ones that will engage you or take your phone call. Not everybody picks up their phone and not everybody returns the text messages, but I have noticed that there's more competition because of the new construction, because the builders are panicking a little bit and they're offering ridiculous low interest rates. Some of them are paying $40,000. One was offered me 5% to bring a buyer down by Lakewood Ranch, but I don't have buyers for there right now. So it's just a changed market. And I agree with Karen, we have to lower the prices a little bit to get these buyers in, because with the interest rate, they're all afraid.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are financing, the only ones, and I noticed the only things that are going quickly are the cash ones, people that are paying cash. Cash is king, but I mean, I called Karen and John last week. I had a full price offer, or 2 weeks ago, but then it's cash, but they're getting their money from the sale of their house, and their house is not under contract. So my seller doesn't want to take it.
No, I don't blame them.
So I mentioned to the realtor, maybe get your buyer pre-approved with a lender. And this way the seller has some confidence that even if they don't sell their house, they'll still buy his. That's the only way you're going to get it under contract. And their buyer doesn't want to do that. So here we are. I lowered the price.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to share that. And I too am dealing with people that purchased off of me in Ozona that were really flooded badly. And we're finally getting to the end of it, but then we have to worry about permits. Can't even go to pull a permit now because of the way things are, It's just a mess, but we have to, we've been through before with markets like in 08. I don't see that coming, but I do see an adjustment. And I don't know how they can say that it's a seller's market. It's definitely a buyer's market.
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lisa, for being here this morning. Appreciate that. The buyer seller's market, for those who don't know, is all based on months of inventory, and I think that the sweet spot is 4.5 months, something like that. If it's less, it's a seller's market. If it's more, it's a buyer's market. The reverse prospecting is interesting. I've got to learn more about that. We maybe do a class on that. Well, I'm thinking of it, the Sun stats through MLS, they lag maybe 45, 60 days. So maybe the RPR stats and then uploading them into Canva is a more accurate, up to the date, up to the minute type of stat we can share. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
work on that. Nick, you want to chime in a little bit? I know you're a new guy, but still, what do you hear out there, or what do you sense as a new realtor?
I'm gonna pass on this one today. I just honest, John, today's the first day back, actually from like Christmas. So it's just been too crazy around here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pass today. Thank you very much, though.
We appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Anybody else connect? I think everybody's been chat. Oh, Mr. Ed Escobar. Ed, market trends. What do you?
Well,
Go ahead.
I'm listening to everybody, and there's an old saying, there's nothing wrong with any listing at the right price and terms won't cure.
Yep.
And I think that we all need to take a look at, maybe possibly owner financing. I sold a home last year in Eastlake with owner financing. I'm not going to mention the other agent's name, company from Keller Williams, but he said that the deal was dead. And I said, no, this deal is not dead. I said, they own the house free and clear. So we actually sold it for more money. And it was 15% down, 25-year amortization with a 3-year balloon.
Mm-hmm.
And it popped.
Yeah.
So, and I also have another thing. Whenever you have a problem, there's always a solution.
Yep.
Always. And I think, like you mentioned too, and I say this often, but I really mean it. You and Karen have been the lifeblood line for this whole team. Giving us guidance and everything. And I believe that, the pipeline, like you're talking about, keeping things in your phone and everything, however you do it, the pipeline is the lifeblood line of your business. And whether you use KV Core or you use an Excel sheet or whatever, I'm doing this I have a coaching student up in New Jersey, and there's a Spanish term called pobrecita. Pobrecito means poor thing. He took an exam 33 times before he passed. You know what I'm saying? So, I said, I'm going to make some phone calls for you. So I've been using RedX and calling for him, pretending I'm his marketing department, And so I get this one guy, and I won't bore anyone with this, but, I'm going to only sell it for my top dollar. I'm not going to reduce my price. So I told the guy, I said, that's a lead. And he goes, what do you mean? The guy's holding out. I said, the guy's going to come down eventually. I said, you got to put that in your pipeline. And I want you twice a week to stay in contact with the guy. Twice a week. Some of the stuff I'm talking about is real basic, but sometimes we forget the basics. Yeah. And that pipeline for everybody, new guys, experienced guys, and staying in touch with that pipeline. There's an old saying that I have, stay in touch with them till they buy or die.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're right, Ed. And Ed, your stories are never boring, by the way.
Well, listen, but given the platform, because I'm a salesman, I want to promote my 35 greatest closes. Okay.
Go ahead.
Just finished it, and John bought it the other day. But like with Lisa, they want to buy a home first before they want to sell their home first before they buy a home. No, they want to buy a home and then sell their home. That's all handled in my 35 greatest closes. And you're going to get the pin close, the shoe on the other foot close, the Vinny Romano pizza close, and it's $59. And I've got another segment in there on the system for handling objections, the difference between a condition, a stall, and an objection. Plus, for all my new agents, I sat in a room with a guy, and we role played every objection you're ever going to get, and we typed it out. It's written out verbatim. Okay, so I think it's it's $1.79 a close. So if you're interested, text me. You're at 813-390-6923, and with your email address, and I'll send you the link. Okay, so
well worth it, Ed. I'm promoting it tomorrow. Now that is everything ready to go on your site?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'll promote it tomorrow in my M3 meeting to everybody.
Yeah, everything's ready to go. Okay.
Cool. Good.
You
Okay,
should
and
promote that on Workplace. Seriously, where there is one group where you're allowed to promote yourself. I mean, Workplace, you got 90,000 agents on there.
well, I don't have Jessica Gear with me anymore. I only got the guy from the Philippines, and he doesn't know what Workplace is. So maybe someone could help me with that. That's on
I'll
this
help
call.
you.
Yeah, I can post
Be in
it.
the office Wednesday.
Yeah.
You
So
can
you'll be
help.
in the office Wednesday?
Mhm.
Okay, all right.
Mr.
And I want to say,
Wiesel,
listen, I want to say one other thing too,
go ahead,
before
Ed. Then we'll
my
go to
time
Jay.
is up. Is, if anyone that wants to shoot video, Jim, that was so gracious of you to set that room up. Okay, with all the lighting and you got the whole, I don't understand all that kind of stuff, but if anyone wanted to shoot video, I mean, that's the place to go, is the office to shoot your videos. Okay, and Jim,
Yeah,
thank
I
you for
think
all your help.
we all good at our certain things, so I feel the need to just step up on that game, but
It helped me.
everybody was
Even the
welcome.
comment about slowing down my pace and stuff, it really helped me. I can't thank you enough. I can't
My
thank you.
pleasure.
Oh, listen. All right, that's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Ed. Go ahead, Jay.
Thanks, John. When you started the call and had the little video that lasted a couple minutes, and this is how you create those social media posts about market, snap, 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 that, boom, done. And then Madison and Mary talked about how important it is to do that, and that kind of thing. And I'm looking around and see like Ed and myself and Nick and Ken with these kind of deer in the headlights look, sounds great. Sure does sound simple, through the little tutorial there, but to be consistent and have the right information in there and make it look good, and because you're trying to get business, you're trying to get attention from these videos. It seems, what a perfect opportunity for a little, niche service provider come in there, right? And this is the information you need. This is the video that you need to take. I'll edit it and put it all together. Mary admitted the editing part was not so easy, right? And I'm like, Ed, I have no idea. So somebody out there is really good at this and putting it all together. And it seems to be what a great opportunity to provide this to, old guys like a lot of us on the call here, to do a better job with our social media presence. The question is, there's services out there that charge, $50 a month or $500 a month, depending on how in depth you want to be. What's the sweet spot for Ed? Go ahead. What's the sweet spot?
Jay, I'm going to talk to my Silver Fox Club. Okay, that's the over 65 group here. Okay, it's the Silver Fox Club, and I tell you what, Jay, like all these kids on the call, like there's going, oh, yeah, you got the platform here. Mary's going, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this. For $9 an hour. Okay, and if you want to call me on it, I'll help you turn out. I use Stellar. It's a virtual assistant platform. There's another one called Doers. And all you have to do, Jay, is tell them what you're trying to do. They have tons of people that all they do is specialize with this stuff. Like I could have never put all this stuff on Kajabi. I mean, maybe if I was 25 years, 30 years younger and I had, like 2 weeks to do it, but this guy goes bing, 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 and it's done.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah,
he
I
only
think
gets paid,
that's
he only gets paid $4 an hour.
so these are offshore,
Offshore, they're not at the end of the world, but you could see it from there. Okay, they're in the Philippines.
And Mary, I saw you shaking your head. Yes, is that an acceptable starting point, at least until you get somebody onshore, I guess. I don't know.
Actually, Mr. J, it was actually nice meeting you with Jackie. It was a
Thank you.
pleasure, by the way. You're very kind. Nick, I actually took over Nick at some point, only for like maybe 2 weeks or 4 weeks. Hey, Nick, and it's too much work for me. So I have a marketing agent who handles my husband's business. We used to pay $1,600 just to Google for his business, and I can't afford that for my own business. So I try to find a way to make it a little bit cheaper. And yes, indeed, I agree with Mr. Ed, and I did find somebody from the Philippines. I am the Filipino. I'm also Filipino. And this company actually charged me half. However, this is just for Google. What I do is I have a social media handling me and my husband, but I have somebody who does social media now, and I have Nick taking care of her. I mean, this person's taking care of Nick for now. The only crucial thing is you need to have videos. And the technique there is you have to submit this videos to them because they live on the other side of the world. And okay, bye-bye. And but it's very economical. They will handle your social media. And I think Nick is, I negotiated the price, by the way. It's not my business, it's their business. So I negotiated the price to basically to half of the price, what majority of you guys might be paying for your social media. And it's very reasonable. She advertised for Facebook and Instagram. And if you do have YouTubes and TikTok, she will handle all of that for you for a penny. For a penny, just like Nick Ed said, it's only $9 an hour. It's not $9 an hour for her, but it's a fee per month, and there's no contract. And if you like it, Mr. J, I could recommend you to her. If
That'd
you
be
want.
great, Mary. And so you just kind of record your video of yourself and then send it to them and tell them you want all of this stuff around it. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, these guys do it every day, so they probably have a good handle on what to include and how and all that kind of stuff. And you just kind of give them the video and the vision, and they run with it.
They run everything. Actually, they actually do your answering for you. That will be a little bit extra if you want them to be like your assistant. They will respond to all your comments. They will respond to all your email. But I think email is more personal. I think you should be handling that email. So, but they could do everything, just like Ed said. It's like your virtual assistants, but it's outside, US,
Okay.
and it's way cheaper.
I'm familiar with Fiverr. Is that a good place to start? Ed, you mentioned a couple other sources.
Doer is one. And
DOER.
Yeah, Doers, DOERS. And but my group, the key though, Mary, for me was I had to go through a couple of them to get this one. Now, what they do is Karen, you wanted to say something?
No, I didn't mean to do that. I do when you're finished. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Okay, is that you interview like I feel sorry for them because they go into a meeting room and you interview them. Like I interviewed 4. Okay, and they're all great people, but the one guy that I got, he set up all kinds of platforms, blah, blah, blah. But I need someone, Mary, now that I'm going to find somebody, is to handle just my social media. And I got a guy out of India, but he's going to charge me way too much. I got to get somebody else. But Jay, the key is you can interview them. You got to tell them what you want. Like this weekend, I shot 7 videos. Okay, I'm meeting with my guy at 10 o'clock today, and he's going to edit, shorten them out because I don't want to do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's at our age, our main goal is to wake up and look forward to the next day if possible. That's our main goal, Jay.
Absolutely right.
So I don't have all that time, and you and I are the 18th green. Okay. So hire somebody to help me with
and in the weeds.
Not really.
Go ahead, Karen.
So Mary, are you saying that possibly your person in the Philippines may take on more clients, like you would refer them to us?
Yeah, absolutely. I shared to Nick, and I don't know how's your experience so far, Nick, but what she needs is videos from Nick, and Nick has been he's been in vacation, so we haven't received any photos. And I do monitor her job because when I refer somebody, I would like to make sure that this is done right, and I want to feel so embarrassed if this person is not doing well. So otherwise, I have to take over. You know what? You're not doing a good job. Let me take over. I'm gonna delegate it with somebody else who's gonna do a better job. But so far, she's doing good. But she just needs videos. But
Yeah.
she's very economical.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, clearly on this Zoom here today, there's many of us that have the same need. If we can find one person and give that one person business and dedicate them to us, I mean, maybe it's a win-win situation. My experience in the past with the virtual assistants, only because I am not a good person to patiently to sit down and train someone how to do what I want them to do. And that's where I found was challenging. Like Ed was saying, you have to interview these people. John and I have hired assistants before. We've paid a lot of money. And I think if we can find someone that is currently doing what we want them to do, and they already know it, and the least that you, in my experience, the least you have to train them, the better your life's going to be. Because like I said, it was really hard to have to sit down and explain to these people how to do exactly what you want them to do,
Yeah.
you know.
And the good thing about picking up the Philippines is because they, I mean, compared to Indian, I'm not, I'm not stereotyping or anything in some point, is the understanding of when you communicate with them. For me, I'm always having difficulty understanding the Indian in the third world country than the Philippines, because the Philippines, they have a better accent, I might say. I just, like I said, I am not stereotyping on any way. It's just trying to make my life more easier. So when I try to communicate with either Filipino or Indian for my help, it was easier for me to communicate in Philippines, just because yes, I speak the language, but yes, I understand more of the way they speak. My husband's understand more of the way they speak instead of the Indian. Just like I said, I'm going to repeat it again. I have nothing against Indian people.
In my experience, the Filipinos really have mastered the virtual assistants. I mean, and this goes back probably 25 or 15 years. It's not, I mean, that's just been my experience. So I would agree with you.
Sounds to me like, Mary, you just became a broker between the help that we're looking for and the guys here that need that kind of service.
I could share that. I could share that information to you guys.
That'd be great.
Here's the bottom line. I think we all agree that we need video. And
yes.
There's no way I can sit down and edit a video. It would probably take me all day long. I know
Correct.
that. So I'm not going to do it.
No.
Yeah. Now I'm okay with shooting a video, walking or showing a house or talking about market statistics or whatever. I'll talk it, especially if I know somebody's going to edit it, and make it look right.
And here's the thing, every time you do a video, put it in a Google Drive folder, and then your person has access, share it with the virtual assistant. So it's all there. You can date it and it's easy.
Go ahead, Jim.
So I have a great experience with Madison. She's, launching her video business. So maybe should reach out to her and see what she would charge just to record you for a certain amount of minutes. And then you can just send it overseas and they can cut it all up and do whatever they need to do. But it's very important of two things: the camera that she uses and the microphone that attaches. Because when you record something, if you don't get the high quality in, you're not going to put a high quality out. And she did a great job for us. We were working on some kind of some ideas together, so she didn't charge me, but feel free to reach out to her and see if she can get you a bunch of high quality videos. She's a good director too as well, tell you what to do.
I didn't realize
there you go.
I mean, I may have forgotten, but I didn't realize, is that her business now? Like, is that what she does?
That's part of what she does.
Kind of, I don't know if she's still on the call or not. She can jump on and tell you all about it, but she's very good with videos.
Yeah, she's very good.
She's a digital creator. So I think we should reach out to her and give her some business and have her try her out. She's local. She's knows the business. You don't have to train her. So she is very professional that day, helping us get promoted and help using our videos, using our words to promote her as a digital creator.
Got it.
We could get several of us together at one time, say, in downtown Dunedin or anywhere. And I'm sure it would be worth her time to come in and shoot, 5 videos of 5 different people. And since we're using them ourselves, we could all be talking pretty much about the same thing, right? and that, you know, it'd be fun to get together and kind of help each other with that. Jamie said she was a great director, and I'm willing to do that.
Cool. All right, I will reach out, and let her know. You know, maybe we can set that up at a certain time, okay? And you get everybody on board. Go ahead,
So
Jim.
one more thing, the lighting setup that I have at our office is mobile. So, you know, it's not, you're not stuck at that desk. You can take it and you go to a different room and just raise it up or lower it, and you get that same quality. Just an FYI.
Right, very good. Hey, let's make sure we grab a picture today before we leave. I'm sorry, I forgot those in the last couple of weeks, guys. Hey, Kathleen, any last comments? I don't think I asked you. Go ahead, dear.
I just did the price reduction right now, and I just texted the client and said that I spoke with the team this morning, and we still feel like at 420 we'll see more action, and it will probably trade at around 410-ish. And I just said, let's see what 433 brings, and he just acknowledged it. He doesn't want to sell it for less, but and
he will if an offer came in, you know. So
yeah.
Hey, Kathleen, that commercial pitch that's held by the Florida Gulf Coast Commercial Association of Realtors, along with a Pinellas update, is February 12th.
February 12th.
I know that's a ways away, and we're hoping something happens before that, but that would be a good place to pitch this commercial type listing to a bunch of commercial agents in the room.
February 12th. Okay, good.
Very good.
All right. Jay's awesome, by the way. He's amazing.
He is. He's
really
awesome
just an amazing man.
Yep,
So.
I agree. All right, Jim Ong, it's all yours.
Okay. Let me count down.
Please.
Look at the camera. Everyone, 3, 2, 1, smile. Awesome. Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody. Karen, any last words?
No. See you at the office.
See you at the office. When? When are we meeting?
I think are we meeting
Wednesday.
there? Wednesday, I think.
Wednesday. Okay. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thanks, team, for being here. Be
Thank
well.
you, guys.
Peace.
Have a blessed day.
You as well. Thank you.